Hello.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Wolf Den Live, episode 56. Now about 74% technical difficulties free.
I mean, you were there. We tested it.
We did test it.
We tested it.
We did test
Everything
it.
is fine.
Everything seems to be going okay. You know, hopefully that
Got a
stays.
new graphics card.
Yep.
It's not the computer's fault. If it's anybody's fault, it's goddamn YouTube's fault.
Yeah.
Hello, MG13. Mid games. Hello, Caloric. Hello, Latin. Hello, MDB. Hello, Tevia. Hello, Michael. Thank you for being here.
Thank you all for being here. Thank you for watching us. Thank you for tuning in
Rael,
every
Fred.
Wednesday or catching it on the archive show.
Yes, we love all of you equally,
Yes.
or we try to. We
It's
do
hard.
our best.
Yeah.
Will, how are you?
Oh, not bad. I'm tired.
I'm tired
Very
too, and I have
tired.
no reason to be.
Yeah.
Got up at like noon today.
Yeah.
We
how are you?
have. I'm fine.
Yeah.
Still disappointed in our snack game in this house. Last week I went out and I bought a whole bunch of snacks, and everybody ate them all.
That's what happens. That's why you can't bring snacks into this house because, you know, it's like throwing
We need a constant stream.
it's like throwing
of snacks.
a chocolate bar at a fat kid. It's just going to disappear.
Or like throwing snacks at us.
Yeah. Throwing it to the wolves, as you may say.
I tried to dance around that.
I know.
tried
There's no
not to do
dancing
that.
around that. There's no dancing with wolves.
You know what we need? You to shut up right now. You need to get us sponsored by Japan Crate so we can get candies.
All right, I'll start covering more anime and manga. How's that?
We'll just tell them we'll eat their candy on stream.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it'd be great if Loot Crate had candy. They don't.
They
but they sent us a crate anyway.
Yes, they did. Ladies and gentlemen, Loot Crate, of course, the #1 subscription
Maybe there is
service
candy in
for-
here.
Maybe.
We don't know.
I don't know.
We have no idea.
Of course, Loot Crate is the #1 geek pop culture subscription box where every month they send you a whole bunch of random crap. That's going to be a surprise. Every month has a theme. This month's theme
that's a cool
involves
box.
Superman.
Look at that box. It's a cool looking box.
That is an awesome, awesome design.
All right,
right.
You can rip this apart.
All right, let's do this. First up, we have a T-shirt. It says since 1981 and what looks like Mario on it. Yeah.
Oh, it's a cool shirt. Why did I get them in larges?
Because you love me. That's awesome.
Let me see. That is such a cool shirt.
Oh, I'm going to be wearing that.
I saw somebody
later.
wearing that the other day. I guess they got their Loot Crate early.
Yes.
Or no, you know what? We just take all
Yeah,
the
we
weeks
just-
to open it. Ninja Turtles Geeky Tikis. It's
Okay.
a Ninja Turtle Tiki.
It's a cute little toy thing. I guess you can put it on your desk or whatever.
Or whatever. It looks like it's a
Whatever.
Loot Crate exclusive. Oh, it's Raph. Or
Nice.
or
Or-
an original turtle.
Yes.
Oh no, it has an R on it.
Oh yeah, and I think the
It's
box.
ceramic.
The box says Raph.
It's ceramic. That's pretty
Oh,
cool.
wow.
What do you put in? Is it a shot glass?
I don't know. Yeah, mini tiki mug. It's just a shot glass.
Oh wow.
There you go.
That's cool.
Yeah. We also have a First Avenger Captain America 1940s Shield replica. It
Ooh.
is a 1/6 scale. 1/6. So
That's
it's
gonna
be,
go right there.
Yep. If I can get the box open. There you go. All right. Yeah. Oh, this is tiny.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Not
Is
going to be doing many defending with that. Oh, good. It comes with
It even has like the little straps on the back,
Yeah.
as if like a little toy's gonna use it.
and good. It comes with a stand.
This is legit.
Yeah.
This is legit. Ow. Damn. Oh, as a stand,
Yeah.
awesome, because that's going right back there. Hey, you set that up.
All right, I'll set that up.
We also got reprint of the first Action Comics #1.
The first appearance of Superman.
The first appearance of Superman. It's thick.
That's probably more to it than just. Although I don't know, because books back in the day were anthology books and had a lot of pages, so it might be a reprint of the whole thing. I've never read all of Action Comics, just the.
Do you have a reprint?
I have a digital copy of it.
Oh, now you have a physical. There you
Nice, yay!
go. And a Ninja Turtles pin. And that's it. What the hell? Origins.
Origins. Oh, I see. All right, that makes so much sense.
And in here is an interview with Gary Whitta.
Nice.
This little thing.
Gary
Well, that's
Whitta,
nice.
of course, the writer of Rogue One, which was an origin of sorts.
This is a sick box.
This was a very good box. Of course, all the Loot Crate boxes can be turned inside out to make little display cases,
or thrown right in the.
or throw them right in the garbage. Here, you put that up,
All right.
and I'll finish this commercial. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, if you want all this fancy crap like we got, nice shirt, nice little trinkets, a comic book maybe, you head on over to lootcrate.com/wolfden
slide right off.
and enter the promo code wolfden to receive, what is it, 10% off your order?
10% off your first crate.
10% off your first crate. That's WULFFDEN.
That whole shelf is coming right down.
Yeah.
Gotta fix that.
So yeah.
Did you finish spelling it?
Yeah.
WULFFDEN. There you go.
Wolfden. Lootcrate.com/wolfden. Enter the promo code wolfden.
So that's done.
Yep.
Will,
Yeah, Bob.
the other day they announced the new title for the next Star Wars movie.
Yes, they sure did. Ladies and gentlemen, Star Wars Episode 8, The Last Jedi.
Ooh, Now the big question on everybody's mind:
Who is the
Who
Last
is
Jedi?
the Last Jedi?
And of
Which
course-
I think is very obvious.
Well, I don't know, because
I know there's a lot of like nuance.
everyone is rightfully pointing out that Jedi is both the singular and plural form of that word.
Yes.
So it could just be one person. It could be multiple people. So who do you think the Last Jedi is?
I think it's Luke. I think it's just Luke. And I think we're going to learn more about where he's been, what he's been up to. It's going to be a lot of him. Hopefully, that's what I want. I don't think it's him and Rey.
Okay.
I think it's Luke and maybe some people he had been training or trying to train.
Interesting.
That's what I think it is. But that's not to say Rey is not a Jedi. She's
Right.
very clearly a
What
Jedi
if
or going to be.
she's-
But she's a Padawan
What if she
right now.
becomes something else? Like something other than a Jedi?
What else could
Because
it be?
think about it. Because Kylo Ren is not a Sith. He's a Knight of the Ren. So
That's true.
maybe there's another like Force sensitive faction out there that Rey is a part of, as opposed to
Or she just
Jedi.
calls herself something else.
Yeah, it's possible. My friend Matt Fela, friend of the show, came up with the theory that Rey could possibly be the reincarnation of Anakin Skywalker, which is why she was so like affected by his lightsaber. in
I don't think
episode
they're
7.
I don't think they're screwing around with reincarnation.
I don't think so
I don't
either.
think they're doing with that.
But it would be interesting because
Plus, we don't want
technically-
anything to do with that.
yeah, technically Anakin was one of the last Jedi. He could be
Yes.
the last again.
No, I don't think they're. I don't think they're screwing with that. That
Yeah.
is like way too. That's reading way too much into it.
That is, yeah.
It's
but
Luke is literally the only Jedi right now. He's the only
He's
one.
the only Jedi, but they say Leia is supposed to have a much bigger part in this movie than she did in Episode 7. I wouldn't be surprised if Leia can also be considered the last Jedi. I would not be surprised if she has some training.
Well,
She clearly went more with the Resistance.
now, just because the thing is like, just because you have the Force doesn't mean you're a Jedi.
Right. We've seen that in Episode 7 and in Rogue One.
And in Empire Strikes Back, that doesn't what's his name? Doesn't Yoda tell Luke you're not a Jedi yet?
Right. Well, because Vader tells him that. But that's also because like Luke's training to be one. That was more
Right.
like an insult.
Right.
You know.
Okay. Oh, so it's like okay. So that was like a backhanded. I thought it was
Yeah.
Yoda telling him you're not ready to go over there. I thought he said
He's
you're
not ready
a
to go
Jedi."
over there. Vader's
So
the
he
one that
was a
said-
Jedi. He just wasn't ready yet.
Well, you're still in training.
Right.
It's like going through police academy. Just because you're going through it doesn't make you a cop.
So, if you're in training, you're a Padawan, but are you a Jedi Padawan?
Yeah. Jedi Padawan.
Okay, so you're still a Jedi.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking back to like Jedi Academy,
Yeah.
because the difficulty levels were Padawan, and then wasn't Jedi one of them?
Wasn't it Padawan Knight Master or something like that?
Maybe.
I can just pull up the game
Jedi
right now.
rankings. Youngling, Padawan, Knight, Master, Grandmaster. Okay, so they're all Jedis.
Yeah.
So, I guess Rey is a Jedi. She just hasn't started her training yet then. But before that, it was Luke. He
Yeah.
was literally the last Jedi,
Mm-hmm.
which is the way it should be. I don't want any of these other Jedis coming out of the woodwork.
Unless Kyle Katarn was secretly hiding somewhere.
Yeah, Kyle
in
Katarn's
which
cool.
case.
But, Kyle
That'd be
Katarn got most of his training from Luke. I'm
Yeah.
cool with there being more Jedis if they get their training from Luke, but I want Luke to be the only one for a long time.
Yeah.
During during episodes 4 to 6, if other Jedis come out of the woodwork, I'm not cool with that. Not happy with that. Or if Rey was a gray Jedi, says Fred. What is a gray Jedi?
Oh.
You gotta Google that. Gray Jedi. That's not a thing. Oh no, it is a thing.
Isn't that just a Jedi outcast?
The term gray Jedi or gray had two meanings. First, it was used by Jedi and Sith to describe Force users who walked the line. Yes, it's a Jedi outcast. So Kyle Katarn.
Yeah. Just for the record, the difficulties in Jedi Academy are Padawan, Jedi, Jedi Knight, and Jedi Master.
Yeah, so Jedi was one of them.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what confused me.
Okay.
But you shouldn't go by difficulties in a video game. You open the game to see
Yeah. I have it on my laptop.
All right. It's better than Googling it.
Now, I would like to just point some other things out, before we continue to...
Could you just take this mic and just do that and just
All right, fine. Be that way.
Actually, we can do this so that... There you go. So there you go. You got it.
Okay.
You're good. You're all good.
I feel weird not holding anything. So, The Last Jedi, they released the teaser image for it. The logo was in red.
Yes. Oh, yeah, the teaser image is just the logo.
Traditionally, the logo is yellow.
That is
the actual Star Wars word is in yellow. This now, they're coming out of the gate, and it's in red. Do you think that's important?
No.
You don't?
I don't think it means anything.
See, normally I would agree
I think
with
it's
you.
just to distinguish it between The Force Awakens, because The Force Awakens logo is the exact same thing, just with different words in it.
Right, and yellow.
And yellow.
So you think whatever episode 9 is will just be a different color just for the sake of differentiating?
Yes. People are throwing around blue. I think that looks good.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll look good. Or orange or green or whatever. I don't know. If it does mean anything, it might have... Maybe Kylo Ren is the last Jedi. Because he was the last person Luke trained.
Allegedly.
That is... Well, yeah, because then Kylo Ren killed them all.
That is true. That is a good point. Because... Yeah, he's the last one Luke trained. Yeah. So yeah, that does make sense.
Mm-hmm.
So I still believe that Luke was the last. He was alone for a while.
He was the last, yeah.
But yeah, he trained Kylo Ren.
Mm-hmm.
So that does make sense. Except he's not a Jedi anymore.
Yeah.
So Luke is now the last Jedi.
Right.
And Rey. And now there's Rey.
Mm-hmm.
So
and there's Rey.
I'm hoping there was at least a Jedi Academy.
Yeah.
For a while.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like there were until Kylo Ren came along.
Here's the thing, though. Kylo Ren is a bitch-ass, fighter.
Yeah.
He's, shitty. So how could he possibly kill all of these Jedis that Luke just trained?
If you remember the flashback in The Force Awakens, he was surrounded by the Knights of Ren.
Right. Oh, so him and his crew did
Yeah.
it. So then what happened to the Knights of Ren? Did he kill the Knights of Ren?
No, he didn't. The Knights of Ren are still around. We only just saw Snoke and Kylo in Force Awakens. So, the Knights of Ren may play into Episode 8 as well. Apparently, Rian Johnson has had, The Last Jedi since, his first script. That was going to be the title. That was always going to be the title. And he wasn't even allowed to put it in the opening crawl, because he's editing the movie now, and he's finished the opening crawl, but he wasn't allowed to put The Last Jedi in until Disney released it.
Oh, wow.
So he
wasn't allowed to type it in.
Yeah, so he Instagrammed that the other day. And investigative reporter and the voice of Olaf from Frozen, Joss Gad, is currently filming a movie with Daisy Ridley, called her into the trailer on the pretense of rehearsing a scene, and then filmed her for his Instagram account, begging her to say what The Last Jedi is. He's like, yeah, I just want to go over this scene. Who is The Last Jedi? And she's like, not. She's like, this would be like if I asked you anything about Frozen 2. And he's like, yeah, I can tell you Olaf's in it.
It's not the same. MG says, well, Bob, the galaxy is pretty big. There probably is going to be at least a couple out there. Yeah, but no. I don't know. Because the thing is, I said this about the gap between episode 3 and episode 4.
Yeah.
The fact that Luke is literally the only hope is such a big like crux to
Yeah.
the movie. And it would be the same with this, The Last Jedi. If there's other Jedi out there,
Yeah.
then it doesn't have the same weight as it would as if Luke was literally the only hope.
Well, I mean, because then you have a situation like on Rebels where you have
That's one of the reasons why I don't want to watch
what
the
the
show.
hell is Freddie Prinze Jr.'s character's name? I think it's like Kaysen or Jansen. There's him. There's Ezra. Ahsoka's back in it. Like,
This is one of the
there
reasons
are
why
survivors.
I don't want to watch the show. And I know it's good. Everybody says it's good, but I hate that.
Yeah.
I hate that idea.
I mean, at least there's only like them. There's not like a million of them coming out. So, but it is possible there might be one more person.
Fred says The Last Jedi by Default, and MDB says The Last Jedi by Default is a great movie name. I'm being called out for saying Jedis, not Jedi. I'm sorry,
At least
but
you
I
didn't
don't
say
care.
Jedi.
At least I didn't say Jedi. Star Wars fan says, nice video. Please watch mine too. I'm a little busy right now, all right? And you don't even know this is a nice video. We're not even done with it yet. So, you think it's Luke and Rey, possibly?
Yeah, I think it's, yes, Luke and Rey, pretty much.
Okay. Or Kylo. Do you think it was Kylo?
I think it's possible it could be Kylo Ren as well.
I think this is going to be heavily focused on Luke, where he's been, and Rey.
Yeah.
Some training of Rey.
Yeah.
But I need to know a lot about Luke. They have to put a lot into this movie.
I'm sure they're going to. I'm sure we're going to get a lot of Luke.
Fred says, so Ben Solo, using his real name, was the kid in high school who talked shit but had his friends beat you up. Yes.
Yeah, pretty much.
That is him. All right. Anybody else got some weird theories? Come on.
The weirder, the better.
Michael Rodriguez says, so Jedi is plural. Is definitely plural in this instance, right? We don't know.
We don't know. It's possible.
Like, I don't think they're going to do, like, flashbacks of Luke.
No.
Like, I don't think they're going to change the timeline of the movie. But I think that they're going to... We're going to have a lot... Luke has a lot of explaining to do.
Yeah.
Of where he's been.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that they really just mean Luke. But then there's also Rey. I think it's ambiguous. Yeah. I think it could mean either or, really.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be heavily focused on Luke, so they really mean Luke, but it could also mean Rey, too.
Yeah.
Because who cares? It's a good title. It's a very good title.
Yeah.
Because it could be flexible like that. MG says, how about Leia, and how are they going to kill her? I did read an article that said that they're not going to CGI her.
They're not going to CGI her.
Which is good. I don't know if they're going to kill her.
I don't know.
They might just pretend like she's not there.
I was watching Pat the NES Punk's Completely Unnecessary podcast, and he came up with the idea of like episode 9, like you start with her funeral. Like you don't have to like add anything to episode 8, but like you can just say like she died in between.
That's a good point.
Which could work if they do it well. I still maintain, for all the like general stuff she was going to be doing, replace her with Lando. Because we haven't seen him yet, and he's the only character I think could help fill that void, because he's an original trilogy member. He carries just as much clout, not only in the context of the movie, but also in the context of the fan base. So that really is the only option, I feel like.
I think it'd be great if they had Lando in it and he did something that was like nefarious. So he's like a scoundrel again.
I think it would be great if they had Lando in it and he's just surrounded by beautiful women. just everywhere he walks, he's just
and
nothing
alcohol.
But beautiful women and Colt 45, and everybody has a good time.
All right. Oh, Nate says Rey turns to the dark side and kills Luke, and Kylo has to bring her back to the good side of the Force. My terrible theory. That is a terrible theory.
Fred Bouchy says Akbar is going to have to step up, which of course is always acceptable.
Not enough Akbar and not enough Need Nub. Need Nub was in the last movie.
Yes, he was.
He was in The Force Awakens, and
was
Lando
awesome.
is not.
Every time, yeah, like
You had his sidekick in there.
Yeah, the co-pilot, not the actual pilot.
That guy.
Yeah. Best laugh in the trilogy.
Atton says that's if Billy D. Williams wants to do it. Do you think he doesn't want
Billy
to do
D.
it?
Williams wants to do it. Billy D. Williams did Rebels.
Oh yeah.
And he did Jedi Outcast, so he
is,
will.
He is just
And
waiting.
he did the Lego movie, so he's ready.
He is just waiting to do it.
He was on what was it, J.J. Abrams?
Is he gonna be in the next? Is he gonna be in Lego Batman?
Yeah, he's gonna be Harvey Dent, Lego
Yeah.
Batman. Yeah, he was on I think it was Jimmy Kimmel, and like J.J. Abrams was on, and Billy D, like they were taking questions for the audience, and one of the audience members was Billy D. He's like, "This movie needs Lando."
All right, moving on.
Okay,
You got any more movie stuff?
I do. I got a lot of movie stuff actually.
Okay, let's do movie stuff.
All right.
I got Xbox stuff. We can go.
What do you
to that later.
do? You want to do Star Trek or do you want to do award season?
Star Trek.
Yeah.
Let's do Star Trek.
Okay, let's do Star Trek. All right. Let's take you back in
Because
time.
award season's gonna take a while. So
Yeah.
let's meet.
Let me take you back in time.
All right.
In December of 2015, Paramount Pictures and CBS, the two owners of the Star Trek license, sued the makers of a fan project called Axanar, and I know I'm pronouncing that wrong. Axanar was going to be a fan film, and Paramount and CBS sued them for copyright infringement. The big thing about this fan film was that it raised money on Kickstarter and Indiegogo to fund the project.
Okay.
It raised over $1 million. They were looking to do professional quality work, which means not your typical fan film in a backyard. So they got like professional cameramen, soundmen, actors, special effects people.
When was this?
This was back in 2015.
Okay.
And this lawsuit, the producers of Axanar were trying to like get it dismissed by saying it was fair use. That didn't fly, saying it doesn't infringe on too many things within Star Trek. And then they came back with like, you mentioned Vulcans, the Enterprise, Romulans, you mentioned all these things. This is clearly infringing on Star Trek. So as of last week, they've reached a settlement. And according to the Hollywood Reporter, which is a terrible article because they keep referencing Star Trek things in the article, like, oh, they had to go to court with their shields up. And I'm like, any writer who does that deserves to be taken out back and
hate that.
beaten. But they've reached a settlement, so basically they are allowed to release the film.
Oh.
However, it must be heavily edited. It can't be sold. It has to be broken up into two parts, and each part can't be longer than 15 minutes long.
That's really weird.
Well, because this goes into, while this was going on during this whole year-long battle, Paramount and CBS jointly released guidelines for fans to go by if they want to make their own fan film.
Oh, that's nice of them.
It's a 10-point guideline.
Okay.
Some of these guides make sense. Some of them do not. Point 1. The fan production must be less than 15 minutes for a single self-contained story and no more than 2 segments, episodes, or parts. Not to exceed 30 minutes total with no additional scenes, episodes, parts, sequels, or remakes. Basically, you have one shot to do it.
Okay.
Which, Star Trek is famous for being episodic, and there are a lot of famous episodic Star Trek fan films out there. So this is Paramount basically alienating a whole section of people right with point 1.
Right.
Point 2. The title of the fan production or any parts cannot include the name Star Trek.
All right.
However, the title must contain a subtitle with the phrase a Star Trek fan production.
Okay. That's reasonable.
The fan production cannot use the term official in either its title or subtitle or in any marketing, promotions, or social media for any fan production.
So you're banned from saying official at all anywhere.
You cannot say Star Trek. I'll give you. All right, so
You can't say official at all. In the
no.
title.
But
anywhere.
as I was saying before, there was a Star Trek like episodic fan production called Star Trek New Voyages. They can't call it that anymore.
They have to call it New
New
Voyages,
Voyages,
a
Star Trek fan production.
which is fine. I think that's fine.
3. The content in the fan production must be original, not reproductions, recreations, or clips from any Star Trek productions. If non-Star Trek third-party content is used, all necessary permissions for any third-party content must be obtained in writing. That's a lot to ask for a fan film to do, especially the part where fan production must be original, not reproductions, recreations, or clips from any Star Trek production. Does that mean you just can't recreate what was in the movie or, pull what was in the movie? Or does that mean, like, you can't even use Vulcaneers? Because that's a big part of Star Trek. Point 4. If a production uses commercially available Star Trek uniforms, accessories, toys, props, these items must be official merchandise and not bootleg items or imitations of such commercially available products.
Does that mean you can't make your own costumes?
That means you cannot make your own costume.
That's messed up.
Yeah.
That is messed up.
5.
Because nobody's going to want to use the stuff you could just buy. Everybody's going to want to make their own because they want to look legit.
5. The fan production must be a real fan production, i.e. creators, actors, and all other participants must be amateurs, cannot be compensated for their services, and cannot be currently or previously employed on any Star Trek series, films, productions of DVD, or within any of CBS and Paramount Pictures licenses.
So they have to do it on their own free will.
Yes. And they have never been involved in Star Trek. Back to New Voyages, George Takei and Walter Koenig both guest appeared on episodes. So again, out the window. And, must be amateurs. That means if your work, Axion, I already forgot how to pronounce the name, they hired professionals to help them with it. Not necessarily professionals who worked on Star Trek, but, people with movie making experience. So, that eliminates all of that. 6. The fan production must be non-commercial. And then there's like a whole bunch of points. They do not object to limited fundraising for the creation of a fan film, but it must not exceed $50,000, including all platform fees. And when the $50,000 goal is reached, all fundraising must cease.
But you can't spend that on anything.
Yeah. And $50,000 may sound like a lot, but when you're making a movie, you'll burn through that instantly. Fan production must only be exhibited or distributed on a no-charge basis and or shared via streaming services without generating revenue. This has generally been the guideline for all fan films. Lucasfilm famously, like, their whole thing is you can make fan films, you just can't make money off it. That's the only thing they ask.
Right.
Fan productions cannot be distributed in physical formats such as DVD or Blu-ray. As far as I know, this even means making a copy to give to a friend.
Right. Which, forget that. That's just like how burning a DVD is illegal. So,
fan production cannot be used to derive advertising revenue, including but not limited to through, for example, the use of pre or post-roll advertising, click-through advertising banners that is associated with the fan production. No unlicensed Star Trek related or fan production related merchandise or services can be offered for the sale or given as premiums. Don't make t-shirts based on for your fan film. And fan productions cannot derive revenue by selling or licensing fan created production sets, props. Again, don't sell the props. Point 7. The fan production must be family friendly and suitable for public presentation. This was a big sticking point. Videos must not include profanity, nudity, obscenity, pornography, depictions of drugs, alcohol, tobacco, or any harmful or illegal activity, or any material that is offensive, fraudulent, defamatory, libelous, disparaging, sexually explicit, threatening, hateful, or any other inappropriate content. The content of the fan production cannot violate any individual's rights of privacy. Okay. It sounds like they basically said don't make Star Trek the porn parody.
Yeah, but that follows under a completely different guideline.
Right. Also,
so porns are still good. Don't worry, you'll still get your porns.
But the use of like profanity and like drug use, alcohol, tobacco, like that's been featured in Star Trek proper.
Right.
Like that has happened there. Any harmful or illegal activity, they fight crime in that show. So like you'll see criminals do stuff. And like, I understand wanting to keep it family friendly, but like knowing Star Trek fans, they're going to want to like push the boundaries of like, maybe exploring some darker stuff, maybe showing like, the seedy underside of the Federation or the Vulcans or things like that. That's severely hampering the artist's vision of what they can and can't do. There were some pretty like bleak episodes of Star Trek, and you're basically saying you can't do that.
Yeah.
8. The fan production must display the following disclaimer in the on-screen credits of the fan production or any marketing materials, including the fan production website. Okay, so basically they have to do this whole thing. Star Trek is owned by CBS and Paramount. They do not endorse this fan thing in any way. 9. Creators of the fan production must not seek to register their works or any elements of their works under copyright or trademark law.
Okay. Well, they wouldn't be able to do that anyway.
Exactly. 10. Fan productions cannot create or imply any association or endorsement from CBS or Paramount Pictures.
You forgot 11. Has to be broken in half. The script has to be written backwards, and there can only be pink shirts.
Yeah.
That's MDB said.
It's a lot of rules and restrictions that you're placing on people who love your work and who want to honor your work in the best way they know how.
So my favorite story about something like this is when people were making Sonic fan games, like Christian Whitehead.
Yes.
And then he decided he wanted to port the games to the phones.
Yeah.
So Sega came to him and was like, hey, give us that.
Yeah.
and they paid him to just give them that.
Yeah.
And then they ported them to the phones. And everybody's happy.
And now he's making Sonic Mania.
Yeah. And
they wouldn't let him
happy.
do Sonic 3, though.
Yeah, they have weird licensing with Sonic 3.
Yeah.
Something's wrong there. He said, if it's the music, I have a version with different music.
Yeah.
So maybe the music wasn't good enough.
I
don't know. They have a weird thing with Sonic 3. The ports that are out there are weird too.
Yeah, I know. On Steam, you can only buy Sonic 3 and Knuckles. On Xbox Live, you can buy Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles separately, and then you can join them later. My fiance has the Sonic's Genesis collection, which is like 40 Sega games on there. Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles are on there, but they can't lock on.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
It's weird. But
the point is
that Sega saw somebody making something great and they endorsed it in the correct way to make them money.
Yeah.
Also, without getting screwed over.
Mm-hmm.
I think what a company like Paramount
and CBS.
I think what a company like Paramount needs to do is make it easier to use their license.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, we see you're doing something cool here. Pay us a licensing fee, and then you could do whatever you want.
Then we will leave you alone. Yeah.
Yeah. I understand that they have a lot of regulations for their brand.
Yes.
Which is what they just did.
Yes.
If attached to that was pay us a licensing fee and we'll, like pay us a licensing fee, then you can make money off of this yourself. Like that would be totally fine. Like pay us a licensing fee, then you could pay your actors, then you can use legit
Or
people.
even if it was something like you pay us a licensing fee and it was like relatively, cheap, and then, we'll let you do whatever you want just as long as you don't make money off of it.
Or percentage.
Well, the big thing with fan films is that companies don't want people to confuse the fan product with, the real thing, and they don't want other people making money off of their work.
And I
which
completely
is totally
understand
understandable.
That. But if it's called, some like Romulan, a Star Trek fan thing.
Yeah.
You're not going to be confused at all.
No. I mean,
it might get confusing if you start using like legit actors, but I mean,
there's really only 3 things they need to do. Like put a Star Trek fan production in the subtitle, put the little disclaimer at the end, and not make money off of it. Those are the only 3 things you need to do for that's it. That's all. That's how long the guideline should have been. It didn't need to be 10 parts.
Yeah.
I just feel like this is overkill.
At least they're letting them do it.
Eventually, after a year of, lawsuits.
But maybe not, because they even have those stupid regulations. They got actors, they got legit actors and people in it, and they can't be in it now or something.
Well, I don't know if
the actors can't make money.
That's the thing. They pay the actors too. You can't pay the actors.
You can't pay the actors, and they made more than it said was okay to make in a crowdfunding.
Yeah.
So
there's a whole nother thing entirely.
So they're allowed to make it, but they kind of screwed them over too.
Yeah, they're allowed to make it, but they have to. It can only be like 15 minutes long. 2 15-minute episodes.
As you just have to put strict regulations so that the brand isn't confused.
Right.
It's not confused with the mainline thing, which is understandable. So,
Yeah.
more focus on that, less focus on screwing people over.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah.
What else you got over there?
Okay. It is award season in the United States. So that means it's time for the 37th annual Golden Raspberry Awards. The Golden Raspberries are, of course, given to the worst films of the year, and leading the pack is,
Wait. I don't remember what the bad films were.
Leading the pack is Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice, and Zoolander 2, tied with 8 nominations.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm surprised Batman vs. Superman is up there for worst.
Really?
I thought there would have been worse than that.
Well, the nominees for Worst Picture are Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice, Dirty Grandpa, Gods of Egypt, Hillary's America, The Secret History of the Democratic Party. Sounds like a fun romp.
That was in theaters for a long time.
Yeah. Independence Day Resurgence, and Zoolander 2.
I could have sworn there were worse movies than that.
There probably were. The Razzies like basically represent like, you know, a small microcosm of like.
How could a documentary be that bad?
Apparently, it was really bad.
Really?
Yeah.
I gotta see that now. Because not only is it incredibly biased, but it's bad.
Yeah.
Because I can understand if somebody doesn't agree with the bias, but like if it's also bad, then like I don't know.
Also, I've seen Dirty Grandpa. It's not great, but that's really funny. That's got some really funny parts in it. And there's a whole, you know, it just runs down the list. Worst actor, Ben Affleck, Gerard Butler, Henry Cavill, Robert De Niro, Ben Stiller. Worst actress, Megan Fox, Tyler Perry. I just got that. Worst actress, Tyler Perry, because he was in Medea.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, Julia Roberts, Naomi Watts.
Medea. Why isn't Medea up there?
Because they made so many, they probably like don't want to put them up there.
I guess.
Worst on-screen combo: Ben Affleck and his BFF Henry Cavill. Any two Egyptian gods or immortals in Gods of Egypt. Johnny Depp and his vomitous, vibrant costume in Alice Through the Looking Glass. The entire cast of once respectable actors in Collateral Beauty.
I heard Alice Through the Looking Glass was terrible.
Yeah. Tyler Perry in the same old worn-out wig in Boo a Medea Halloween. And Ben Stiller and his BFF Owen Wilson in Zoolander. Of course. Sorry, you're going to say something?
I'm trying to find like a list of the worst movies on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, yeah. Of course, on the flip side to all this, you have the 89th Annual Academy Awards, the Oscars, the prestigious circle jerk that Hollywood likes to have every year. They nominated 9 pictures for Best Picture of the Year. The Arrival, Fences, Hacksaw Ridge, Hell or High Water, Hidden Figures, La La Land, Lion, Manchester by the Sea, Moonlight. Not present, Deadpool. Now, a few weeks ago, we had speculated, and a lot of people were speculating, that Deadpool has a very good chance of being nominated for Best Picture of the Year.
I thought it was nailed down.
No. Deadpool is not nominated for anything.
Why was it speculated then?
Because it was not being nominated. It was nominated at the Golden Globes, the Producers Guild Awards, the Writers Guild Awards, the Directors Guild Awards. Pretty much everybody was giving it a Best Picture nod.
Right.
And it was looking pretty good that the Academy would do the same. They did not. They went with your standard artsy fartsy fare. Deadpool didn't even get nominated for like technical awards, like effects and sound.
It should have.
You know,
it definitely should have.
You know, it did get nominated though for.
Well, I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, let me see if I can find it because I want to get this right. Okay, for best makeup and hairstyling, the nominees are A Man Called Ove.
What the hell is that?
I don't know. Star Trek Beyond.
Okay.
Suicide Squad.
What the hell?
Suicide
for
Squad.
Best makeup?
Suicide Squad is an Academy Award nominated movie.
For best makeup and hairstyling.
Yeah.
I guess that's just for Margot Robbie.
and Kelly Croc looked good.
Whatever.
Yeah.
All right, so the 13 worst films of 2016 on Rotten Tomatoes are... None of these were on that. Were in the Razzies.
Okay, what was in there?
Cabin Fever, Sundown, Term Life, Precious Cargo, Amateur Night. I've never heard of any of these. Ghost Team, Satanic, Spaceman, The Disappointments Room.
I've heard of that.
Is that a gun in your pocket? My Dead Boyfriend, which I have heard of that. Max Steel,
Nice.
which I heard of that. That should be there.
Yeah.
The True Memoirs of an International Assassin. Is that?
That's Kevin James.
That is Kevin James. Okay.
Well, the Razzies like to, go for the big turkeys, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
And the Academy is slowly but surely moving towards, more, their whole big concern is like diversifying like who gets nominated because they don't want to be called white anymore. So
I'm upset that Deadpool didn't get any technical nods.
Yeah.
So what were who's getting the technical achievements?
Let me scroll back down there.
Special effects.
Yeah. Hold on. I just lost
Command F special effects.
All right. Well, for sound mixing, Rogue One got nominated.
Okay, that deserves it.
That's
some good sound.
It had another nomination. If I can remember which.
Actually,
visual effects. Yeah,
that should get visual effects because of the people.
Yeah.
That were in it.
The Jungle Book is also nominated for visual effects. Doctor Strange is nominated for visual effects.
Those were pretty. I don't think it was anything
good.
like I don't know if there was like
I don't know,
they're
man.
breaking any ground.
When like Tilda Swinton like breaks his mind the first time and he's like, that was awesome.
That was beautiful. They did a beautiful job with everything. Yeah. But then you got Rogue One, which actually
pushed the boundaries.
They like created like new like that's never been done.
Yeah.
In that way.
I mean, it's hard because La La Land pretty much got nominated for everything.
Yeah.
So I guess I just got to see that.
Yeah, I don't want to have to see that.
Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them got nominated for Best Costume Direction for all you Harry Potter fans out there.
Movie wasn't that good.
And also production design. The big thing, like, Arrival is a science fiction movie, and it's nice to see a science fiction movie get a lot of nominations. It got, like, 8. But it's not the science fiction movies we want to see get nominated. I mean, Rogue One got 2. So...
What did it get? Technical?
It got sound mixing and visual effects.
Okay.
Which it should definitely win for visual effects.
I hope it wins. Force Awakens didn't win anything, right?
No, but it was nominated for a couple of things. Oh, there was one other thing I wanted to...
AJ says, yo, the fact that Jake Gyllenhaal and Martin Scorsese's Silence wasn't nominated pisses me off.
Oh, yeah.
Does that count as this year, though?
Yes.
Didn't it just come out?
It's the rule is you in order for a movie to be eligible, it has to be released within the calendar year, so like January to December 2016, and has to play at least once in Los Angeles. So it probably premiered in Los Angeles sometime last year, making it eligible for nomination. Best animated feature film. The nominees are Kubo and the Two Strings.
I really hope Kubo wins. Is not going
to. Moana. My Life as a Zucchini.
Oh, okay.
The Red Turtle and Zootopia.
Ooh.
None of those movies are Pixar.
Interesting. Did Pixar have a movie last year?
They had Finding Dory and I think one other.
Oh, Finding Dory.
Yeah, this is like the first time in like I think 10 years Pixar didn't have a movie nominated.
Finding Dory people liked.
Yeah.
Kubo. I mean,
Kubo, yeah.
That is some
Also,
put a lot of work into that.
I will say, like, I've seen Zootopia and Moana, and both are excellent, especially Moana.
I've always wanted to see Zootopia.
Zootopia is very good. Moana might be better. I'm just going to say. That.
Lift to Rock says, come on, Bob. Emma Stone and J.K. Simmons. That's get a view for me. I know Emma Stone. I'm into that. Super into that. Also, Ryan Gosling. You forgot Ryan Gosling. Super into that, too.
Yes, very much so.
All right. Done with Oscar season?
Yeah, I'm done with Oscar season.
All right, Xbox, guys.
Hope your connects are off because we're going to be saying Xbox a lot.
Yeah. Xbox, buy live. Buy another live for a year. Please, Xbox. Buy like 4 years of live.
Xbox, can you go to Long Island City, Queens? Because I won't. Xbox.
Browser history. Xbox. Browser history.
Xbox, can you go to one of those really confusing delis and just stand there for 20 minutes and be like, I don't know what I want to order?
You stole that from someone.
I did. All right, one more. Xbox, can you go to the Magnolia Bakery as featured on Sex and the City and open fire? It's no longer running, but there was this play called Oh Hello.
It's not running anymore?
No, starring Nick Kroll and John Mulaney. And that was one of the funniest plays that was one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. If that ever comes to Blu-ray or DVD or whatever, watch it. It's incredible. Sorry, continue.
I don't know what the hell I just did. I did something.
Oh, great.
I did something.
Technical difficulties!
Zoom out. There we go. Okay. That was scary. All right. So, one of the developers of Ori and the Blind Forest, Thomas Mailer.
Sounds about right.
He was on a NeoGAF thread.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody said, is Scorpio their PS4 Pro or new generation? I am super confused. He said, all consoles now are x86 PCs and the architecture will remain the same. That's why Sony was able to quickly iterate on the PS4 and make a beefier version of it. Scorpio is a next-gen machine with the added benefit that all of your old games will still be compatible. From this point on, similar to PCs, you'll not lose your library when you buy a next-gen system. I guess since NeoGAF is confused, Microsoft will need to do a little more work to make it clear to everyone that Scorpio isn't just a half-assed upgrade, which the PS4 Pro kinda is, but a full-blown next-gen machine that's just backwards compatible to your current library.
Okay.
So, if you don't know, Ori and the Blind Forest, a very good side-scrolling game, was an Xbox One and PC exclusive. So It was a Microsoft exclusive game.
Mm-hmm.
So they were all in on this, and they probably know a lot about Microsoft Xbox One Scorpio.
Yeah.
So I think it was GameSpot that posted this in an article that said, game dev smashes PS4 Pro. Even though he said it's just kind of half-assed.
Yeah.
That's what he said. So they totally blew that out of proportion. But the takeaway here is that he said that this is a next-gen machine with the added benefits that your old games will work on it. So he's pretty much confirming that Scorpio games are not going to work on an Xbox One.
Which sucks because that's what Phil Spencer promised when he stood on stage. And he said everything's going to work with everything. Pretty much.
That might have been wrong.
Because I don't want to buy a Scorpio right now. I was going to wait till the next one. Like, I really don't want...
I saw the commercial again, and they do flat out say that everything will work with everything.
Yeah.
But apparently, that he's saying that that's not the case.
I mean, I'm under no illusion that eventually... Because it's like with iPhones. Eventually, they're going to stop supporting the older ones.
Right.
But... hopefully that would be like, 2 or 3 iterations down the road, not the next iteration completely.
Right. Also, there are new spec leaks.
Okay.
For the Xbox One Scorpio. Nothing astronomical, but there's not going to be ESRAM.
Yes.
Which I feel like we kind of knew already.
Yeah.
ESRAM is something very specific to Xbox Ones. It's a special type of memory that is supposed to make things load really quickly. It's a very small piece of memory, but it's supposed to be very fast.
Mm-hmm.
In order to utilize it well, you have to specifically program for an Xbox One. So almost no developers used it because it was a pain in the ass to develop for. Unless you were an Xbox One exclusive, which a lot of things aren't. They're an Xbox One and a PC exclusive. Yeah. So not a lot of people used it. So they just took it out completely. Also, a lot of people who are way smarter than me, Digital Foundry, took apart the tech specs and they said the 6 teraflops that they're promising is true.
Mm-hmm.
But it looks like it's still going to be upscaling the 4K from 1080p. It's not going to be true 4K.
Okay.
It's capable of true 4K. They think something like Forza could be true 4K. And if you look at the commercial from last year, the Forza guy is the one who's talking about the best quality pixels,
Yeah.
which is the dumbest thing I've ever heard, because pixels are, how could you get better quality pixels than just squares? They think Forza is going to be 4K, which I think is possible.
I feel like Forza and Halo will be the two 4K games.
I don't know about Halo. I feel like Halo is a little too complex. So you got explosions, you got all these,
I know,
these graphical effects.
But the thing is, it's Halo. They'll throw the money at it. That was like one of the big deal about Halo 5 when that came out was 60 frames a second.
1080p?
Yeah.
Was it even 1080p?
Was it 1080p?
I feel like it's
the
not.
big thing was 60 frames a second.
Halo 5, Xbox One
resolution. So
because something like Halo could utilize ESRAM.
Yeah.
And that would
probably
help it.
did.
That would very much help it. Halo 5 Guardians, dynamic scaling 1152 by 810
so not
to
1080p.
1920 by 1080. So it upscaled to 1080.
But the point is, like, because Halo was never 60 frames a second, Halo 5 was the first game that was.
Right.
And
it still probably used ESRAM to get that.
Yeah. So it probably threw everything they had, every dollar they had at it to get it to that point, which is probably why the game sucked.
I'm just saying there are technical limitations that will prevent it. Something like Forza, you don't have real people in it.
True.
It's easier to make a car look realistic.
Yeah, like it's been said, like, when a new console launches, one of the games you put out is a racing game because that always looks really good.
Yeah, right.
That'll show off graphical capabilities better than anyone. I'm saying, Halo has always been, a graphical powerhouse. It's always been at the forefront of whatever Microsoft does. I would not be surprised if they did everything they could to make a 4K 1080p version of Halo available on Scorpio.
Right.
I would not be surprised if they, threw every dollar they have in the company to
if
make
they do
happen.
that, I think it would be a relaunch of Guardians. I don't think they would do a full new game like that.
I think they would.
Because I don't think they have the capability. I don't think it's possible.
I think they would find a way. Like, they would do anything for Halo.
Well,
because it's all they got.
I think it would be upscale from 1080p. I don't think it would be legit.
We'll have to wait and see.
Forza, I think, is going to be the only one that's legit 4K. Because that's so much memory too.
Yeah.
But yeah, they kind of promised true 4K, and it's not. It's probably not going to be.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of walking back on their promises. But what would this mean if it is a true next gen console? Like, you just got an Xbox One, aren't you?
I got it in like 20. When did Ark of Night come out? Like 2015.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, so I got it in 2015.
Or early last year.
Yeah.
No, holiday season 2015 probably.
I mean, it bothers me because, like, I'm trying not to buy another console. Like, I'm really happy with my Xbox One. I mean, there are games I'm missing on PS4, but that's fine.
Here's the weird thing. Like, Microsoft isn't hurting. They're doing really well.
Yeah.
Like, their consoles are selling more than PS4s right now.
Yeah.
They might not have caught up with PS4.
No, I don't think so.
But
yeah.
they're doing
but
really
they're doing
well.
very well. Xbox One S is selling very well. So yeah, I don't know. I just feel like we live in a day and age where you can't abandon last gen. Especially, this came out in 2013. Assuming this comes out this year, that's 4 years. That's a short console life cycle.
Yeah, people are saying that they're going to have something big to show at E3, and then it'll come out during the holiday season.
Yeah.
Wait, is that 4 years?
Yeah.
2013
to 17, yeah.
Yeah, it's 4 years. That isn't that weird.
In fairness, the original Xbox was only 4 years.
Right, that's what I was saying, yeah. So it's not terrible. I mean, honestly, I'd prefer that than an iterative console, like a Pro, like a PS4 Pro.
Yeah.
But I could just be saying that because I don't have an Xbox One.
Yeah.
Like, you literally just bought one. So I don't know. Like, that, it's such a weird time right now.
Yeah.
I'm so happy that Nintendo is not playing ball with any of this.
Yeah.
Nintendo's just like, we got this. It's very simple. You just need this, and that's it.
Yeah.
And leave us alone. We don't want any of your stupid games anyway. We got our own games.
Yeah.
Everybody stay away from us.
I'm still holding out hope for that one universal box that will play everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when Nintendo inevitably wipes the floor with everybody.
Yeah.
when Nintendo buys Microsoft and Sony. No, that won't happen.
And isn't the PS4 Pro like not doing as well as people thought it would?
It's not. Nobody's buying it.
Yeah.
Because
Because
I mean, I've said I am going to buy it because I feel like I'm going to have to.
Right.
And I don't feel like I have to because all of the games that are compatible with it
yeah.
are worse. Like Final Fantasy runs worse on
Yeah.
PS4 Pro. I mean, it looks good,
But it runs
has
worse,
it has
yeah.
more problems.
Yeah.
And until you show me like that I need this thing, I'm not going to buy it.
Yeah. I just feel like, the whole iterative console idea just isn't why people buy consoles.
Exactly.
I
have a video about it. I think it's called "Who's the PS4 Pro For?"
I feel like if they just wait, because the 360 and the PS3 lasted like 7-8 years. If they just
That was
wait,
a long life cycle.
if they just wait like 2-3 years more, then you release like the PS5 and the Xbox 2 or whatever the hell.
Well,
they
that's
call
what
it.
people were saying about the PS4 Pro. They were
Yeah.
saying, why not just wait 2 years?
Yeah,
Well, Microsoft's waited 1 year.
yeah,
So that's not that bad. Sony should have just done that. But Sony didn't know what Microsoft had up its sleeve.
I mean, if they call it like, let's say they call it the Xbox One Plus, then that's implying that this is an iterative console, and that whatever worked previously should work on the new one. But if they're not doing that, then that's going to confuse people. That's going to alienate people.
You reminded me. I was like, is it called Xbox One Scorpio or is it called Xbox Scorpio?
It's called Project Scorpio.
It's called Project Scorpio, which scares the hell out of me because that means it's an Xbox 2 or an Xbox.
Well, I don't know, because the PS4 Pro was Project Neo,
That's true. That's true.
and VR was Morpheus, and I'm sure the next Vita will be Project Agent Smith to go along with the other Matrix references.
They say coming holiday 2017.
right,
4K game, true 4K gaming, which apparently is not
right.
is false. Is false 4K
Well,
gaming.
they said it's capable of it.
Yeah, it's capable of it for Forza and maybe friggin'
Maybe Halo.
Maybe if you get ukulele up in there,
Yeah.
that'll be it. 6 teraflops of power. I think they said it was more like 4.5, but it's capable of 6. Again, another one.
No, I thought they said it was 6. Like,
I think Digital Foundry said it was capable of 6
okay,
if everything runs perfectly.
right.
320 gigabytes of memory bandwidth. That's another very high number that doesn't seem plausible. 8 CPU cores. That's a lot of cores.
Yeah, you're gonna need it for all them teraflops.
For all them teraflops and all them pixels.
Yeah,
All of them perfect pixels. Yeah, but nowhere does it say Xbox One Scorpio.
yeah. I mean, people are just unofficially calling it that.
Right. So the big news here is that one dev claims that it's a full-blown next-gen system.
Right.
You got anything else, or is that it?
That's it.
Oh, there's one more real quick. There's 3 new Nintendo Switch launch titles. They just keep rolling out launch titles.
Yes.
Just keep sneaking out launch titles. I don't think anybody's going to care about any of these. World of Goo, Little Inferno, and Human Resource Machine, all made by...
What was the first one?
World of Goo.
Sorry. Did you say one before that?
World of Goo, Little Inferno, and Human Resource Machine.
Okay.
All by the developer Tomorrow Corporation.
Right.
So there you go.
World of Goo is very good.
I know a lot of people like it. But it's been out for a while.
Yeah.
So guys, leave us your questions or comments in the chat, and we will also use the hashtag WolfDenLive on Twitter to look at your stuff if you are not here live and you are listening to this after. And also the comments in the last week's YouTube video. That's how we talk to you, so we don't leave anybody out.
No fan left behind.
No fan left behind. I think Samoan Stig was trying to talk to you through the hashtag.
Yeah.
If you think UFC is like the WWE, then why don't you watch UFC this Saturday? free on Fox, UFC Denver.
Yes, UFC is very similar to the WWE. He's of course referencing my video from today where I compare the two. I've turned a little bit to UFC. Like I don't like follow it, but like I'll watch like a match or two here and there. My thing with UFC is the matches themselves are a lot less exciting than they make them out to be. You know, like for every match where like people punch each other, there's a lot of matches where it's just two dudes hugging on the floor. And I know that's like a submission move, and I know there's like a lot of work going on in there to like try to, submit the other guy or whatnot. But
it's not fanciful enough.
There's like that much excitement. Meanwhile, you flip it over to wrestling, and like there are dudes hitting each other with chairs, flying off the ropes, yelling at each other, calling women bad words that you're not supposed to call them in 2017. It's a madhouse. It's lunacy. It's carnage. It's wonderful, and I love it, even when it's awful.
Fred says, Will, what should I read if I want old school sci-fi, like Guy with a Ray Gun type stuff?
Flash Gordon by Dynamite. That you can't get any more old school than that. Like that's pretty much exactly what you're looking for.
Also, Connor says, Will, did you like my art? He's referring to the drawing the fanfic he did of you and I, where one of us is boning the other one.
Yes.
I don't know who. Also, highly encourage you all make fanfic of us and draw it and send it to Just Will.
Please don't do that.
Will Wulff, damn it, on Twitter.
I will find a way to get back at you, and when I do, you will not know.
On last week's Wolf Den Live, who Sam wrote, I'm first, please kill me.
And Pablo Jones offered him a cookie. Pablo Jones also really hopes this is the year of Nintendo.
We all hope that. Drew Wiskus wrote a big long thing. You all know any game devs you're excited about or any thoughts on indie development for the Switch? Indie devs are surely getting a lot more attention nowadays, but I'd love to hear your thoughts on the evolution of indie gaming from Flash to today and what kind of genres, spiritual successors you want to see more of. He also said, coming back from the Twitch, by the way, Smash Bros. Would be nice. Stardew Valley would blah 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 blah. So what indie devs do we want to see move to the Switch?
Well, we know Shovel Knight's coming.
Yes.
And now World of Goo and all that. Also the Binding of Isaac Afterbirth is coming to Switch.
That's a launch title.
Yes. So
a lot of indie game. I hope they make it super easy for indie devs to move over. It looks like they have, because all these people are like, "Oh, we can do that." Like the World of Goo guys, they were like, "Oh, we could just make it a launch title. Let's just make it a launch title." Looks like they just like did a save as. Yeah.
That old chestnut.
So like ukulele, like that'll come to Switch most likely.
Yeah.
I want this thing to be an indie machine, because I love my indie games portably, because they're like more retro. They're smaller games typically.
You need to get Devolver Digital making games for the Switch, because they're like the indie kings right now.
They're the indie publisher that everybody goes to. So I don't have like a favorite indie studio, or I can't think of one off the top of my head, but I want the retro stuff, and I want it in a portable form factor. So give me that, and I will be happy.
I just saw in this week's chat, Live to Rock. Will, thoughts about Jeff Lemire technically leaving Marvel? He's still, he's leaving Old Man Logan and Moon Knight. Moon Knight is never really a series that lasts very long, which is unfortunate. And I'm surprised Old Man Logan ran for as long as it did. Jeff Lemire, it was only a matter of time before he wanted to spread his wings and fly, pretty much, do something, on his own, do more creative own stuff like Descender and things like that. So, I mean, this is good. Whenever somebody, wants to do more creative own stuff, it can only be good things, because it's pretty much what you like about them, but without the shackles of DC or Marvel holding them back.
Fred says, "Yo, the best wrestling is the Muscle League. Get it? Like Ultimate Muscle."
Yeah, hell yeah.
I think he's talking about Ultimate Muscle.
Ultimate Muscle is good.
MDB says, "My issue with UFC is that it's not terribly visually appealing. There is no story, no rising and falling action in the ring." I agree, and I get that it's real life.
Yeah.
Like, the appeal is that it's real.
Yeah.
But I also understand where you guys are coming from, that it's, why bother?
I mean, there is...
Why bother when there's something that's more interesting and nobody gets as hurt?
There is story in UFC, and they do like...
They try.
Yeah, like the last Ronda Rousey match with... I can't see this is a problem. I can't remember who she fought for that. And they made the whole big thing about Rousey's comeback. She lost.
She was called like The Undertaker. I don't know. I was trying to think of like a cool like female name.
There is a female UFC fighter, and I referenced her in the video. Her name is Cyborg.
That's awesome.
I gotta...
Now you remember that name.
Yeah.
Because it was an awesome name.
Yeah. I mean, CM Punk used his wrestling name.
Kalor keeps telling me to check my Twitter DMs. Why don't you use the hashtag WolfDenLive like everybody else so that it's nice and concise?
Chris Cyborg Justino. That's her name.
That is an awesome name.
That's a name. Yeah, more names like that.
From the episode 7 opening crawl, it says The Force Awakens. Luke Skywalker has vanished, which made me cry when I saw it. In his absence, the sinister First Order has risen from the ashes of the Empire and will not rest until
Skywalker,
the Last Jedi, has been destroyed. Well, there you go.
There you go. Mystery solved.
It is just Luke then.
Yeah.
So I'm very happy that it is confirmed that after Return of the Jedi, or I guess after Obi-Wan dies and Yoda dies, then he is the Last Jedi.
Yes.
Which is everything that I hope for. I can't wait for this movie.
Fred, you want to read Flash Gordon by Jeff Parker? That is a 8-issue run. Sorry, he was asking me about that.
You're not excused. Michael Rodriguez says the Switch will be my first Nintendo since the 64, not including the Game Boy Advance.
Grayman says he'd love to see Hotline Miami on the Switch. I need to give that game another try because apparently everybody loves that game but me.
You didn't like it? It's a twin stick shooter, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's like really hard.
Yeah.
Like apparently the whole point of the game is trial and error, which nobody told me about. So I just thought like I keep dying. Fuck this game.
I think we're done here, guys.
All right.
Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being here. 9:00 p.m. Eastern Time every single Wednesday.
And of course, if you miss it, what goes up again on Thursday, right here on youtube.com/wolfden. Or if you prefer this in an audio version, you can catch us on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Google Play, where we are on those podcast stores. And if you do subscribe to us there, please don't forget to rate us and review us because that helps us with placement.
And if you'd like to interact with us, whether you're here in the chat, thank you. Whether you're listening to it afterwards on YouTube, iTunes, SoundCloud, or Google Play, use the hashtag WolfDenLive, and we'll talk right back at you.
Yes. And if you like all this wrestling crap that we've been talking about in this video, this Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern, right here, we will be doing a live commentary for the Royal Rumble, WWE's annual Royal Rumble. The whole damn show. If you don't know what the Royal Rumble is, it's a regular pay-per-view, but the main event, the Royal Rumble, 30 men enter, one survives, and that man will go on to fight the champion at WrestleMania.
And they all ram each other in the butt.
The whole.
It's real wet.
It's real gross. Brock Lesnar is there.
Loot Crate. YouTube. LootCrate.com/WolfDen. Use the promo code WolfDen. Get yourself 10% off your purchase. Great. I guess that after this at 11:00, 11:30, usually like 11:30, I do the drawing of the thumbnail. I guess it'll be something Luke Skywalker related.
Yeah.
All right. See you guys later.
Bye.